In a world where talent shines brighter than ever, Sofronio Vasquez emerged as a true star, an underdog who turned heads, won hearts, and ultimately claimed the crown as the season 26 winner of The Voice. His journey was nothing short of magical. From humble beginnings to the dazzling lights of the main stage, Sofronio's story inspired millions. But now, the same fans who celebrated his rise are reeling from a shocking, heartbreaking revelation that has left the internet in tears. The ascent of a famous figure. It was not by birth that Sofronio Vasquez became famous. The battle was a part of his birth. Despite coming from a tiny town with little chances, he diligently put in a lot of effort to make his ambition come true. Being able to sing was not just a hobby for him. It was also his escape, his treatment, and his soul. When he tried out for The Voice, not many people anticipated that the singer with a gentle voice and a lot of passion would go very far. Nevertheless, the judges were completely taken aback in a matter of seconds when he opened his lips and sang a version of Labyrinth's song Jealous that went straight to the heart. An explosion occurred on the internet. He moved from being unknown to being memorable in a single night. In each and every performance that he gave, Sofronio gave his very best effort. A record number of viewers sobbed, applauded, and voted throughout the election. Whether it was via stripped-down acoustic renditions or passionate ballads, he demonstrated to the world that music was about more than simply sound. It was about emotion more than sound. It seemed like a triumph for every dreamer out there when he was voted the winner of The Voice Season 26, which was the third season of the show. On the other hand, just when it seemed that everything could not possibly be any better, the terrible news arrived. The momentous announcement that left hearts broken. An emotional Instagram live broadcast took place on a peaceful Sunday evening when Sofronio made an appearance in front of his followers. Instead of his normal grin, he emerged with red eyes and a sorrowful heart. It was with a shaky voice that he addressed everyone. For me, this is not a simple task. But I have to tell you the truth. I owe you that much, I said. What came next was one of the most emotionally charged moments in the history of reality television in recent times. Sofronio said that he was diagnosed with a rare neurological illness that damages his voice cords only a few days after he had won the competition. He stated, "I've been having a hard time singing. There are days when I can't even make it through a single note for myself. I've been going to professionals for help. Although they claim that it is controllable, it will take some time. For the time being, I need to take a step back." There was an overwhelming outpouring of sympathy, tears, and emotional notes from fans in the comments section. However, it did not alleviate the agony. Shock, grief, and uncertainty erupted throughout the internet in a flurry of activity. How was it possible for someone who had just achieved the pinnacle of their achievement to be confronted with such a harsh turn of events? What took place there? The explanation of the uncommon instance. The illness, which is known as vocal cord paresis, is characterized by a partial paralysis of the vocal cords, which makes singing very challenging and might even be impossible in rare cases. In a typical individual, it has the potential to influence both speech and respiration. It is a heartbreaking experience for a vocalist. Sofronio claims that he became aware of the problems immediately after the conclusion of the show. While he was practicing, his voice began to break. It became hard to play high notes. In the beginning, he believed that it was tiredness. However, as the situation continued to deteriorate, he became more aware that something was badly wrong. Stress, excessive usage, or even a covert viral infection might have been the cause, according to the medical professionals who examined him. No matter what the reason was, the consequence was the same. His voice, the same talent that catapulted him to stardom, was in danger of being lost. A crowd of fans gathers around Sofronio. Following the dissemination of the news, fans from all around the globe started uploading words of love, reactions, videos, and memorials to the deceased. The hashtag #StayStrongSofronio became popular on Twitter and quickly became trending. Participants from other competitions, as well as famous mentors like John Legend and Kelly Clarkson, have shown their support. Kelly stated on her Instagram account, "Your voice may be resting, but your heart still sings." In his response, Sofronio expressed his thankfulness by saying, "I never expected this much love. I am grateful that you have not given up on me. In addition, I will not give up." How Sofronio's music career will develop in the future. However, despite the fact that Sofronio is reducing his participation in live performances and recording, he is not completely giving up on music. To quote him directly, "Even though I am unable to sing at the moment, I am still able to write. Music will forever be a component of my life." He said that he intends to release an acoustic extended play EP made up of songs that he composed while he was recuperating. A variety of spoken word, piano instrumentals, and potentially even collaborations with other artists will be included on the extended play EP that will be named Silent Notes. "Despite the fact that I may not sing every note, you will still be able to hear my tale," he stated. Record companies and music producers have shown their commitment to supporting his creative path by providing him with opportunities to work in the fields of songwriting and production, as well as mentoring other musicians. This is a symbol that represents the strength and resilience that one has. The devastating news that Sofronio received is not merely a narrative of sorrow, rather, it is a story of self-sufficiency, vulnerability, and perseverance. He didn't hide behind public relations teams or words that he wrote. This is the reason why his followers adore him even more. He came out in a way that was unedited, genuine, and honest. The character of Sofronio has become a metaphor for everyone who has ever pursued a goal only to be confronted with unanticipated obstacles. He serves as a reminder that life is unpredictable, but how we react to it is what determines who we are. At Music Addict 12, reactions from all across the world about the music. "I'm crying," she said. To Sofronio, the world was due to him. "We are praying for recovery." Tweeted by @VoiceFanaticXX, "Every song he performed gave us the chills. This is not the conclusion. This is only the beginning of a new chapter. Dear @ArtistLover23, Sofronio, the impact of your narrative has simply increased as a result. Unwind. Recuperate. Make a comeback with more strength. Not only that, but streaming services are now joining the trend." His most memorable performances from the event have been included on playlists that have been established in his honor by Spotify and Apple Music. These playlists are dubbed Voices of Strength. Were you working on a documentary movie? There are already rumors going around about a mini-documentary that will chronicle Sofronio's journey, including his climb to prominence, the conclusion, the diagnosis, and what will happen next. Fans have high hopes, despite the fact that nothing has been verified. "I want people to see the full picture, not just the win, but the weight that came with it," Sofronio indicated. "I want people to see the full picture." If the documentary series is brought to life, it has the potential to be one of the most unfiltered and heartfelt tales that has ever been filmed in the realm of reality television. Some closing remarks of his fans. Over the course of his heartbreaking broadcast, Sofronio left his audience with a message that struck a chord deep inside them. "Sometimes, life creates a plot twist you didn't see coming. Still, I am present here. In addition, I am continuing working on my song even if I have to perform it in a slightly different manner." Thousands of followers remained online only to offer their support despite the fact that the live performance came to an end with silence and tears flowing down his cheeks. There is no music. There are no lights. If only Sofronio were to be honest. For that reason, it was much more potent than it already was. There is a new kind of hero. Although Sofronio Vasquez may have experienced a temporary loss of his voice, he was able to acquire something much more significant, the voice of a whole generation. A voice that speaks through the suffering, through the quiet, and through the hearts that he touched with his courage. And to all of the fans out there, this is not the end of the story. The pause is here. Take a deep breath. There is a little pause before the following forceful note. Keep your composure, Sofronio. We are all still attentively listening.